Hello, music lovers and conversationalists. Welcome to back to the channel. Today, I thought I'd take a few minutes and share with you my vinyl tag 2023 that Rob Walker has put together. And he has 20 questions that he would like us to answer. And before I get into it, I've been enjoying everybody's responses, and they have inspired me to jump into the game. And without further delay, here is question number one, which is, or I guess it's a question, your favorite new release of 2022, and that is from my favorite modern day blues guitarist, Albert Castiglia. And this album here, I Got Love, is recently been nominated for a Blues Music Award, and I believe he's got a couple of nominations for this album. One being the Blues Rock Album of the Year. Albert Castiglia is one of the finest musicians I've ever listened to, and I'm really enjoying listening to this album. And if you're a fan of blues rock, definitely check out Albert Castiglia. He has a lot of great albums, and this one is his best yet. And the next question is the last band or solo artist you saw live. And once again, showing Albert Castiglia. I saw him back on, I believe it was December 20, actually, no, December 16th or 17th, I believe it was. It was in the middle of the month, and it was the last show of the year. And he was just on fire. He was electrifying, and he always makes time to talk to his fans and sign merchandise or take photos after the show. So if you're looking for a new musician to see live, please check out and consider seeing Albert Castiglia. The next question is their first was their best. A lot of people will say about this next band that their last two albums were their greatest, and I don't fault them for that. I really enjoy their albums, those two albums. They're some of the best rock and roll albums ever made, in my opinion. But I'm gonna say Doors' debut album, and this is their 50th anniversary release on Rhino Records, is their best. And the reason I'm saying that is I really enjoy the song Soul Kitchen. In fact, it's my favorite song from the Doors, and that's why I'm picking their debut album as their best album, and I think it's the best debut album that I've ever heard. Coming in at number 4 is Show a Hat Trick. And this one is a no-brainer for sure, and it is Michael Jackson's Thriller. I have it here on vinyl. And also, I picked up recently the 40th anniversary edition of Thriller. And I really like the theme they were going here for the tip of the hat to the sparkling glove. And also, I still have the cassette that I bought from its original release, and I'd be curious to see how it sounds, and I might have to pop it into a cassette player after the video to see if it still sounds good. Next is an album that starts and ends with the same letter. There's two that I want to share with you, and I'm throwing in two because I just couldn't decide on which one to throw in, and I decided that I'd have to go with two. And the first one is Lynyrd Skynyrd's Street Survivors. This is one of my favorite albums of all time. Just a hard rock and awesome sound by Skynyrd from the beginning to end, and that's why I chose this one. And also, I'm going with Kiss and Rock and Roll Over. It's not one of my favorite albums, but there's still some great tunes on here. And again, I just couldn't decide between Skynyrd and Kiss which one to show, so I decided to go with both. Let's see here. This next artist is one that I don't have any of her material yet, but I'm going to be seeing her, I think it's February, middle of February, and that is Mandy Barnett. She is one of the best modern day country singers around. She's been on the Grand Ole Opry at least 400 times, maybe more, and she was born in 1975. So stay tuned if you're a fan of country music. I'll be getting some of her stuff in the coming months, and looking forward to hopefully going to see her in February, I think. Tickets are still available, so I'm going to definitely take a look, and if they're available, I'm going to grab them and go see some good country music. She does a great job with Patsy Cline tunes, and so if you're a fan of Patsy Cline, then you're definitely going to like Mandy Barnett and her style of Patsy Cline covers. She just really does an amazing job. Let's see. Coming in at number 7 is an album you listened to the most in 2022. This one here is, now I said Albert Castiglia is my favorite modern day blues guitarist, but if you were to say who's your favorite of all time, that is none other than the late, great Johnny Copeland. And this one here is Promo, and it is his Ain't Nothing But a Party, and this is a fantastic album. It's Johnny Copeland live at the Juneteenth Festival in, I believe, 1987. And quickly show you the promo label. But the album is nice and clean and has an awesome sound to it. And I'm happy to share that one with you. And if you're a fan of blues, you really need to have some Johnny Copeland in your collection. And you won't be disappointed if you're not too familiar with his music. Also, he has a daughter, Shamika Copeland, who is one of the best singers I've ever heard. And she does a radio show on Sirius XM, which is an awesome show to listen to. The next question is the artist you listen to the most in 2022, and that is this artist here. He's a country piano player. He has a legendary grandfather in the name of Floyd Cramer. And Floyd Cramer, as you know, is known for his famous Slipknot style piano playing. And his grandson, Jason Coleman, is carrying on that legacy. And one of his albums that I really enjoyed is called Legacy. And this is just an awesome album. It's got a lot of the songs that Floyd Cramer played and made popular. Some of his biggest hits on here are Last Date, On the Rebound, and San Antonio Rose, and also there's a great version of Crazy on here. So if you're a fan of piano music and country music, then I strongly suggest you picking up a copy of Jason Coleman's music. And this is his latest album. It's a 3-disc CD set compilation of music from the 50s all the way up to the 2000s, and it's in the Floyd Cramer style, that Slipknot style that we're all familiar with. So it's called Country Gold, and check it out if you're a fan of country music. Let's see. Number 9 is Show an Australian Artist or Band. This next artist is one that my good friend Gary over at Physical Format Rock and Roll got me into, and her name is Orion Thani, and this is her latest album. and it's called Rock Candy. And this album is just fantastic. It's a Walmart pickup, and it sounds great. And I'm definitely going to be digging into more of her music in the coming year. So you'll be seeing more of her music on my channel as the year goes on. But this is a fantastic pickup, and I'm happy for Gary introducing me to her style of playing, and she's just phenomenal. Next, we have a record people would be surprised that you purchased in 2022. This one here is an artist who you may remember from the reality shows Miami Ink and later on LA Ink, and it's by the legendary tattoo artist Kat Von D, who is also a classically trained pianist. And her new album, her debut album, which is Love Made Me Do It. Take this out of the shrink for a minute. This is a fantastic album. If you're a fan of synthesized synth music, this also has a lot of cool sci-fi fantasy type stuff. So if you like that kind of music, then check out Love Made Me Do It by Kat Von D. It's a really different sounding album. And a lot of people, again, if they know my channel, they know that I show a lot of blues and classic rock, and this was a different pickup and one that I'm going to do a little more investigating on and seeing what else is out there in the electronica type style of music. So coming in at number 11 is an artist you are complete on, and that is one of my favorite artists of the indie blues world, and it is none other than Vanessa Collier. She is one of the best sax players. She's also a multi-instrumentalist. She also plays the resonator guitar, but these are her 4 studio albums, and her live one here that just came out last year, but they all sound fantastic. And she's one of my all-time favorite artists, and I am happy to have everything that she has recorded, and I'm looking forward to what she has in store down the road, and I'm sure it will not disappoint. Let's see. Number 12 is a great run of 3 albums. Now, this next one is one of my all-time favorite bands, and I have to get them off the turntable cover for a minute. They're really, I guess, tied for first place in my favorite bands, and the first band I've ever really got into, and that is Van Halen's first 3. Van Halen 1. Show that again. Van Halen 2. And the third one, Women and Children First. All great albums, a great run of 3. And I'm happy to have most of Van Halen's early stuff on vinyl. And I think I'm going to try and collect everything. I'm more of a David Lee Roth fan, but Sammy Hagar did some great stuff with him too. Alright, the next one is one that I've really been excited to share with you, and that is a short 80s soundtrack. And this is from my favorite movie of all time, and it is the soundtrack to the original Back to the Future movie. Great soundtracks. I usually say go to great movies, and this is no different. Just a outstanding soundtrack, and you can't really go wrong with Back to the Future in any aspect of it, whether it's the film itself or the music that it had with it. Um, Number 14, we lost them in 2022. This next artist, he's known for his West Coast style of West Side style of blues in Chicago. He's played with Muddy Waters and had a fantastic solo career of his own, and unfortunately, he passed away on Christmas Day in 2022, and that is the great legendary Luther Guitar Jr. Johnson. I've had a chance to see him a few times, and he always put on a fantastic show, and I'm sorry for his passing, and I'll always just be grateful that I've got a chance to see him, and really one of the best in the business. Coming in at number 15 is show an album that was a disappointing purchase in 2022. This next artist, I was a big fan of hers up until this release. Still like her music a lot. I hope she's not going mainstream or doing more pop type music. But Nobody's Fool by Joanne Shaw Taylor. Try to get the clear off if I can. It's a good album, but it's not one of my favorites. I still have it in the shrink, but I just haven't taken it out of there because I've already listened to it on streaming, and there just weren't too many songs on there that really hit home with me. Unfortunately, I will not do a review on it because I am struggling to say anything really positive about it, but that was one that I think is the most disappointing purchase in 2022. The next question is show a non-vinyl purchase. This was really not a purchase, it was a gift, so I guess it can qualify. I got it for a Christmas present back in 2021, but I'm still going to show it anyways. And it's the collective works of Jim Morrison. This is a fantastic book. I haven't read all of it. I usually pick it up now and then and read a few pieces of his poetry. It really gives a nice insight to the writings of Jim Morrison, and it's just an excellent piece of memorabilia to have for any Jim Morrison fan and Doors fan. So if you want to pick that up to add to your collection, I strongly recommend it. The next question is, you found a grail. This one really isn't so much as a grail as it is kind of like it makes up for not picking up a grail. And that is a copy of Kiss Alive. And as you can see here, it is a Robert Ludwig copy. This had been sitting on the display shelves in one of my favorite record stores, in my favorite record store. It was there for the longest time, and I finally decided to grab it. And I'm happy to say that I now have two Robert Ludwigs in my collection. The other one is the Dire Straits Brothers in Arms album. And I'm looking forward to getting some more of his stuff, specifically Led Zeppelin 2. So hopefully someday I'll be able to share that with you in a future video. The next one is show a space-themed album or a sleeve. And I'm going to do one better and show a box set. I won't really take anything out of the box. Or maybe I will. This is the Voyager spacecraft golden record. It's an awesome box set to have for anybody who's a music lover and loves outer space. I saw this online and I can't really remember where I got it, but it's just a fantastic collection of all the sounds that are on the Voyager spacecrafts, and to show you some of the album sleeves. And of course, it's on the gold disc, just like the crafts itself, which I believe they're both some 14 and 15 billion miles away, respectively. I think Voyager 1 obviously is the farthest man-made spacecraft, but I think that's like 13 or 14 billion, and Voyager 2 is not too far behind it, but when you're talking that distance, it doesn't really matter. And the nice picture of the craft itself. And yeah, that's the coolest thing I have in my collection, I would say. Next up, we have show a piece of VCLT, or a present. And this next one I'm really happy to have in my collection. It's again by my good friend Gary over at Physical Format Rock and Roll, and he got me into yet another artist, and this time it's Doro, and it is the Calling the Wild. And this is just, I'm in love with this album. It's one that I've listened to many times, and I'm definitely going to be looking for more of her stuff in the new year. And it's on like a midnight blue spatter, if you will. And the last question is, show an album released in 1973. This album is one of my favorite debut albums, and it's right up there with the Doors. And they're one of my favorite bands. And it is Aerosmith's debut album. And you can see here it's got the smaller picture that they later blew up. And also, this is, I don't know if you can really read it, but it's an error pressing. And if you look on the song, it's the last song on side 2. It should say Walking the Dog, but it says Walking the Dig. And it was definitely fun to pick up an error album. So that's my 20 questions, if you will, for Rob Walker's 2023 vinyl tag. It's been a lot of fun making this video, and I hope you all enjoy watching it. Thank you for stopping by, and I will talk to you all real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.